What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Al.
And I'm Terez.
And we are the Joneses. Listen, if you are new to our channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Some of you guys may have noticed in the last couple of weeks that we have not posted any content or anything like that. And due to everything that's going on in our country right now, we honestly just have not felt like getting in front of the camera. Specifically, me, honestly, I am a cop. I'm in law enforcement. I'm also a black man, so it's just a lot of things been going on in my mind, and just have not felt like getting in front of the camera. So today we're going to talk about the keys to building generational wealth. We know that there's a big disparity and a big difference in the wealth gap between black folks and just white folks, or just different ethnicities. And us specifically as people of color, black people, we lag far behind everybody. So first we're going to start off with some statistics. So according to the Historical Survey of Consumer Finances, in 2016, the average black household had a net worth of about $13,000, as compared to our white brothers and sisters who had a average net worth of about $150,000, which is about 11 and a half times higher. And also, in the same study, there was a big difference in the percentage of who owned their homes. Approximately 74% of white Americans own their home, as compared to only 44% of African Americans. And one of the things we do know is that having a home and owning your home is one of the biggest parts of creating wealth and passing along wealth to the next generation. So now we're going to talk about what we believe are two of the most important things in creating generational wealth. And those things are being unselfish and sacrifice. We know that what we are building up, what we are storing up right now as it relates to wealth and every assets, everything that we're putting together to pass on to our kids and our grandkids and their kids, we really necessarily will not enjoy the fruits of all of that.
I know a lot of people in our generation have this YOLO mindset, you only live once. And we had to just put away that type of thinking. Yeah, when income comes into our household, you think about all the things that you would like to buy.
Yeah.
But we had to just cut that out and just remind ourselves that it's not about us. It's about generations after them.
We know that in order for generational wealth to start, somebody has to start it, right?
Yes.
So we feel like it's our job, because we do have the resources now, to get the ball rolling. Most people don't build wealth very quickly, unless you come up with some invention, or you hit the lottery or whatever, or you're an entertainer. Most wealth that's built in this country is built over time. And we're talking 10, 15, 20 years. And a lot of people had their eyes set on wealth, but not understanding that I would say 99% of wealth is grown over a long period of time. So we feel like it's up to us to sacrifice some things, not everything, but some things, and also being unselfish. Like you said, knowing that what we're doing right now, and we're not really going to enjoy the fruit of it. We're storing this stuff up, we're building this stuff up to hand it to somebody else. And I think that takes a lot of maturity and love, actually, saying that we love our kids and the generations after us so much that we'll put these things off in order that you have these opportunities and resources later on.
It's not like we're just gonna hand them this inheritance, like, here, spend it. I look at it more as a relay race. It's like we're handing it off to them to continue to build for the generations to come after them.
And also, with handing it off to them, we're also handing off the knowledge.
Yes.
Everything that we've learned and everything that we've been taught along this journey, we're going to pass along to them, because we don't want to just pass along wealth to them. We want to teach them how to maintain and also grow it, and then pass it on to their kids. And that's how this cycle continues. We're sacrificing now so later on that they don't have to. We want it to be where one of our grandkids or one of our kids wants to start a business, and they have the resources, or we have the resources, to where they don't have to go to a bank or whatever. They don't have to go to a bank and get a loan and have to pay them back interest. It's like they can come to mom and dad or grandpa and grandma and say, hey, I got this business plan. This is everything. Wrote it all up so we can see it. And now we invest, not even invest, but we just give because we don't expect nothing back because you're a part of this family. And this is what comes with being a part of this lineage. We want to talk briefly about ways that you can actually create generational wealth. And like we stated before, owning a home. We know that black people, only 44% of black people own their home. We know that not everybody's going to own a home, or not everybody desires to own a home, but this is one of the ways that you can pass along wealth. Take for instance, if you got a $300,000 to $400,000 paid off house, by the time you pass away, this is something, an asset that you can pass on to relatives or your family, your kids, your grandkids.
Yes, they'll be able to benefit from a paid off house. If they stay in it, they won't have to pay mortgage.
Yep.
So that's an expense that they have foregone, and they can use that to further invest in other things.
And then also you have your 401ks and work-sponsored retirement accounts. You have your Roth IRAs. I know her job matches how much money she puts into her 401k. So if they match 5%, that means if she put 5s in, they'll match 5% with her, and that's 10%. And these are things that when you pass away, you can actually pass these accounts on to your children and your grandchildren.
Yeah. I know experts encourage people to save 15% of their income for retirement. That could be a goal that you work towards, but don't let that discourage you from starting. If you can only do 3% now and your job matches your 3%, that's 6%. Yeah. So don't let that stop you from starting, because time is of the essence when it comes to compounding interest.
Absolutely. Like, just for example, when I first started my, big boy job at 23 years old, I was actually only putting $50 per pay period into my retirement account. So I was only putting away $100 a month, $1,200 a year. I started somewhere, and now, of course we put more in there, but it's like, you just start somewhere. Start where you are. Don't let the, like you said, don't let the 15% overwhelm you or make you discouraged. Like, man, that's a lot of money. Just start somewhere.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you look up. Every time you get a raise or whatever, you put more money towards retirement, and you look up, man. It's like you've amassed this great amount of wealth that you can actually live off the interest now, and you never touch the principal.
And like he said, the 401k, let's just say you amass $1 million in your 401k. When you retire, you can try to live on the interest. Let's just say interest is 10%. That's $100,000 that you can live on every year without touching your principal, which is $1 million.
And they call that the goose and the egg analogy. The principal, the amount that you amass is the goose, and then all you're doing is living off the eggs that the goose produces. So never touching the goose at all. So it's like, hey, I got this goose, this retirement account worth $2 million or $1 million, and they're producing these eggs of interest. Whatever the interest is, that's the eggs that it's producing. So I'm eating the eggs and leaving the goose alone.
Don't eat the goose.
Yeah. Don't eat the goose. So like we said, the two things that we feel like are most important in creating generational wealth is sacrifice and unselfishness. When we say unselfishness, we basically are saying that you have to understand that what you're doing now, especially if you're the first person to start generational wealth for your lineage, you have to understand that whatever you're amassing for generations after you, you really won't be able to enjoy the fullness of everything that you're creating. And then when we say sacrifice, it's basically like we said, we can afford to buy a Range Rover right now, actually, but we choose not to because by us doing that, it's taking away more that we can possibly put up for our future and our kids and their kids. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got some great information from this video about building generational wealth. If you have not done so, please go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.